31st December 2024. The preparations to welcome the new year in Pakistan were in full swing. On one hand, people were making new resolutions for the new year. On the other hand, a young man's murderous fate was being written in Karachi's DHA. The ticking of the clock was now mixed with the sound of music. His son, Armagan, had gathered his friends at Kamran Qureshi's bungalow in the defense. This party hall in the house was already shining with disco lights. But one of them was Mustafa Amir, who was perhaps feeling lonely in this noise too. To ask the reason for this loneliness, Mustafa's friend of 4 years, Masha Shahid, comes to Mustafa. Mustafa does not say anything, and finally Mustafa's silence becomes the silence of death. When exactly 11 days after this party, Mustafa's tortured body is recovered from a car. With this car, Mustafa is burned alive. Where different aspects of this case came to light, the big courts, including the police, were also very confused. In today's video, we'll talk about the Mustafa Amir murder case, and let's know how this case challenged our entire judicial system. Welcome to Khalifa's Theory Lab. So, this story begins 3 years before this incident, when Kamran Qureshi's son Armagan not only sets up a call center business in his bungalow in the defense, but also converts the largest room of his bungalow into a party hall. When this rich man, who rules over his father's earnings, gets his own earnings, he also starts making room for his addiction. Where on the one hand, Armagan used to run a call center with more than 20 people as a boss. On the other hand, he was also famous for making his friends addicted and having parties. The boys and girls who were involved in this party were also the children of rich parents, and one of them was Pakistan's famous business tycoon, Aqil Karim Daddy's niece, Masha Shahid. Masha Shahid was in a complicated relationship, because according to Mustafa Amir's mother, where on the one hand she was in a relationship with Mustafa for 4 years, on the other hand she was also deceiving Mustafa by making him close to Armagan. This was the reason that on the night of 31st December 2024, New Year, Masha Shahid comes to Mustafa. Where on the one hand Masha succeeds in making Mustafa's mood better with her sweet talks, on the other hand Armagan's blood boils. The effect of intoxication on his senses intensifies Armagan's emotions, and the noise of the music turns into fighting and screaming. This story is no different, but in the same party, a mutual friend of Mustafa and Armagan, Shiraz, was now telling the police like a parrot. 6th January 2025, at 10 in the morning, Mustafa's mother, Wajiha Amir's heart was very nervous. Mustafa was out of the house all night and his phone was off. This worried mother goes to Karachi's Darakhshan police station and gets Mustafa's missing report written. And at that time, the first twist comes in this case. Inspector Ali Hassan seems to be very serious about this case. He not only says that your son is hiding somewhere, but also reveals from the police database that there is already a report of anti-narcotic force in the name of Mustafa, according to which your son is a drug dealer. This was the second twist of this case, and the third shock for Mustafa's mother. SSP Ali Hassan should be suspended immediately, terminated, whatever. But who can understand their child more than a mother? So after being harassed many times on one thing in different police stations, Wajiha finally decides that she will raise her voice through social media. On the other hand, there is a third twist in this case. 10th January 2025, Mustafa's father, Amir Shuja, was also breaking down. Mustafa's father calls Armagan first. It is obvious that the reason was to be closer to Mustafa. Where on one side Armagan expresses ignorance, on the same night a call comes from an international number on the same number of Mustafa's father. In this call, 2 crore rupees are demanded for Mustafa's play. Now Mustafa's parents go to the police station again on the basis of this call. And finally, Mustafa's missing report is registered. But friends, Mustafa's parents are not satisfied with the insincerity of the police. They use their contacts and appeal to Governor Sindh Kamran Tasuri to take this case seriously. Then what was it? As soon as the order comes from above, the Sindh police finally comes into action. There are checkpoints everywhere, and the search for Mustafa begins. The night between 10th and 11th January 2025. It was 10:30 at night. Now the fourth twist comes in this case.